All right, looks like we are live. Hello, everybody. It's Lynn, Carol, and Ellie, and we're back with another MDM $1 million mission, and we're going to share some really cool stuff tonight. But guess what we do first? I mean, I'm sure anybody that has seen us, a few times now, we know that we toast to your success. So we're going to do that first.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody.
Cheers, everybody. Ding, ding. Oh yeah, that's always good stuff.
Good.
All right. So everybody's back from, well, if you live in the United States, we just celebrated this weekend called Labor Day. And man, I always remember this Labor Day weekend, because it's like the time when the kids go back to school, and it's kind of like the end of summer, and it's this long weekend that everybody goes crazy, to go do some vacationing, and all that kind of good thing. So we wanted to talk about the 5 ways to turn Labor Days into laptop lifestyle days. And that's because we've mentioned this before, that there's choices out there that you can make now. You do not have to be that corporate robot that myself and Carol used to be, or if you're self-employed and you feel like a slave to your self-employed job, like Ellie has always shared, about her previous self-employment, then living a laptop lifestyle is pretty cool. It just gives you this tremendous freedom, and we've talked about that before. So tonight we want to share with anybody that has been considering, maybe you're in a cubicle right now watching this live or watching the replay, or you're a 9-to-5, or you're working a grave night shift or whatever it is, and you've been thinking, man, there's got to be another way to live my life and earn an income so I can be with my family and have that freedom. So we're going to go over the 5 ways to turn Labor Days into laptop lifestyle. So the first way, and sorry to be rushing through, but this one's going to be a short one tonight because we have some training at the end here. We'll tell you about that towards the end. So the first way would be that you need to understand when you want to convert from this, Labor Days or corporate days into a laptop lifestyle, is you have to make a decision. You got to make a decision and decide, is this really what you want to do? Look at your current situation and say, am I happy with what I'm doing? I mean, really, you've got to, look within and see, is this the life that you want to live? Because there's so much more out there that you can choose from, and you do not have to be boxed into a cubicle or a 9-to-5 or a boss. You don't have to, you have other choices. So the first thing is make a decision. And I'm going to hand this off either to Carol or Ellie to start talking about that one.
Okay, I will take that. First of all, I'm going to take a minute and remember the laborers who gave up their lives because of their jobs around the turn of the century, in the late 1800s, the early 1900s, because people like Andrew Carnegie and J.P. Morgan, who owned the country, they were the richest people in the country, probably in the world, used to do things like have the people work 12 and 16 hours a day, 6 and 7 days a week in hot steel foundries, and then just for no reason cut their salaries. So when they went on strike, who came in but the law? And they certainly were not on the laborers' sides, and lives were lost, more than one occasion. So memory for those people, and they gave us our Labor Day today, essentially. Secondly, I'm going to tell a quick story, and then I will go into the top. Well, this is related to the topic. I was just speaking with my stepdaughter over the holiday weekend, and we talked about a number of things, and one of the things she mentioned was that she was very negatively positioned towards her job at this point. And she's been working in the garment industry for years and years and years, and has loads of experience and is an excellent saleswoman. and has made millions of dollars for the companies that she's worked for. And she just switched jobs, oh, I can't remember when, maybe 2 years ago, something like that, and was trying to keep a positive attitude towards things. And, you know, she works sometimes till 7, 8 o'clock at night, goes in at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, so she certainly puts in more than the time that is expected of her. And she just told me the reason that she was so, I'm not going to say upset, but that she was not looking so positively towards things was because they arbitrarily cut her salary. They gave her some kind of screwy reason because of this, because of that, because of the other thing, all of which is unfounded. But she said what they wanted to do was to hire somebody else, so they're taking some of it out of her pocket in order to do that. So needless to say, I am not positively predisposed towards working for somebody, although I did it for years and years and years. And that's before what I would say I was enlightened. Now, I'm going to give a disclaimer. There are many people who are very happy with their jobs. They feel very secure with them. They're treated well. They have good benefits. They have a decent salary. And I say, God bless you. And, you know, I hope things go well for you and continue to do so. And I'm apparently not talking to you. I'm talking to the people who have been on the job for years and years and are looking towards retirement and are thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to have enough money to retire. You know, they start going over things and looking 5 years ahead, and they're saying, I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, I could do a whole hangout on what issues there are there. I won't bother because I'm sure some of you know what they are. And I'm also talking to people who are maybe in their 40s, 45, 50-ish, and they've been working for 20 or 30 years, and they get up every morning to the alarm clock, and they get in there, drop their kids off at daycare or school, and get into the traffic, drive to work. If you're in the northeast, you drive through sleet and snow in the winter, and sometimes you take your life in your hands to do that for the job. And et cetera, et cetera. They come home exhausted at the end of the day and thinking, how much longer can I do this? They have another maybe 20 years left before they can even think of retiring, and they're saying to themselves, I can't. I just don't see how I can do this. So those are the people that I'm talking to, that we're talking to. And the question is, well, the answer is that there are other options. The question is, are you ready to make that decision and take advantage of the other options? And actually, if you are in a job, you're in the best position because you can continue to work while building the business that's an online business, a laptop lifestyle, as Lynn said, and continue to, on your job, you'll have still those benefits, your health insurance, your steady paycheck until such time as you get your business going. And if you're fortunate enough, you can kind of, I don't know if leverage is the right word, but reduce your working hours as you increase your business hours. So it's a matter of making the decision and seeing if indeed this is something that you might want to pursue. If so, I mean, we would certainly love to have you with us. There are other options as well, but we're very pleased with what we're doing, and we think that this opportunity has a lot to offer to people. So, that said, I will stop and pass it on.
I don't know if I have much to add to that. I am Elliot Walsh. What I am thinking is, you know, you mentioned people 40s, 50s, maybe even people in their 60s. You want to know what? If you're 20 and you're listening to this, you ought to pay really big attention here. Because, you know, the stuff you just talked about, Carol, how they, you know, companies can do that. Now, we have labor laws today because of what Carol just talked about. You know, but, I mean, obviously, you can't have a police station, you know, with jobs and what have you. There are companies that will find, if they want to replace you, they will find a way to let you go. They just do. Like, I'm not being mean and I'm not beating up on jobs because, as we just said, probably that's the best situation you can be in. If you have a job right now, okay, to be able to go in and you can start a business for a low a startup cost and even a low maintenance cost in your part-time hours. So I don't care if you're 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or 70. And that's the other great thing. There is no age thing here, you know, but it is about making that decision. And maybe you are close to that decision. Get back to the person who invited you here. Maybe it's the first time you're looking around. Keep that door open. You know, there was this, that thing of don't put your eggs in one basket, and then some people will tell you to put them in one basket. When it comes to a job and somebody else is pulling the strings, whether you like that or not, that's the truth. If it's a job, somebody else is pulling the strings. It could be a good job, but it's still dependent on, their string pulling. So I would want, and have always done, looking for something else. Those few times I had jobs, I didn't do it too often. I always had something else on the side, okay? And, for me, it was not just about security. It was about also doing something I really like to do, because any job I had, I didn't really like it, So I was like, I'm going to go over here and do this because this is what I like to do. So I don't care how old you are. You ought to be looking at these kind of options that you have. And if that and finally get to a point, like we're saying, it ain't going to happen unless you make a decision. So nobody's saying go write a check for $750,000, $750,000 to buy a McDonald's. That's a big freaking decision, unless you have millions of dollars laying around. So this is about, I could start a business on the side and do it part-time for a low investment and a low monthly maintenance, and the answer is absolutely yes. So I'm passing it on.
Okay, yeah, and I think both Carol and Ellie make some good points that, our $1 million mission here is just to bring awareness about the choice. We're not trying to shove information about what we do down anybody's throat whatsoever. It has to be something that you decided that you want to do. So by us sharing our stories and people that we've connected with and people on our team and things like that, people that have been following us for a long time, they realize that our message is for those people that do want to make a change. Because, yeah, if you're satisfied with your job, with your career and all that kind of, that's awesome. But yeah, our mission is just to share the message of choice. That's basically what we do. And so we'll move on to number 2 here. The second way, of course, we always talk about this, and it's mindset. Mindset matters. And, I don't want to sound like a broken record every week, but we talk about, Ellie and Carol and I, we talk about this like all the time. And we even said when we put this group together that was going to be the basis of our mission, is about mindset, because it really is. When you have the right mindset, what happens now is you become more open to being aware of who you are and what your purpose is, what your passion is. And then when you let that passion come out, that is when you know that you're on the right journey, that you're on the right path. And I think this company and this business that we're associated with has allowed us to do that, because we have the right leadership, we have the right community, we have the right people that we've surrounded ourselves with, and that you could be a part of as well, that helps to support us while we're transforming, I guess, if that's something you can consider, thinking about, because you really are. You're going from this, from this corporate robot, mindset for 3 decades to jumping into something that I was making my own decisions. And although I felt like I was making decisions in the corporate world, this is something where this is truly your business. And you wake up in the morning and you decide which mindset is everything. Because if you don't have that passion inside and that self-belief and confidence, then you're going to get up in the morning and you're going to say, I don't want to do this thing. I'm not going to do this. You know, every morning, and I talked to my husband about this because I remember the days, the corporate days, waking up at, you know, 6:30 in the morning going, ugh, I don't want to do this. But not since I've joined this company and building my business. I wake up every morning and I am so, God, I'm just so excited. And I'm so happy to get started. But I get to start when I want to start. I don't have to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to go to bed at 11, you know, and all this kind of stuff. And if I want to go have lunch with my husband, you know, I don't have to say, gee, can I have lunch at noon today because I'm going to meet my husband? No. You know, I get to make all those decisions, and I get to be creative. I get to use my passion. I get to talk to people, connect with people. But it's all based on my mindset because I've developed this self-confidence. I've developed this awareness about my purpose and what I want to do and achieve. And I think that's the important piece next to making your decision, obviously. So I'm going to hand this off to Carol because I know she'll have, and Ellie, because they'll have some good stuff on this too.
Yeah, thank you. I have to relate mindset to the very first event that I went to, which was over a year ago, close to 2 years now. And that's really what sold me on this business, because I had a lot of questions about it. You know, all those nasty thoughts about, is this a pyramid scheme? Is this a, you know, whatever? And I had a lot of reservations about it. But once I went to the event and I saw that people were so upbeat and so just down-to-earth, natural people, and they talked positive stuff, uplifting stuff, and I loved to hear it because I didn't hear that on my job. That's not what I was hearing when I went to work at all, and it was just so great. So that's what sold me on it. But yeah, I have to go back and pick up on something that Lynn said about you know, switching from a job mindset to you're your own boss mindset. You know, we do work. Don't think that we just fluff around and you know, airy-fairy, there's nothing to do. There is a lot of work. There's a lot of work to it. But I have seen people go off the deep end. They leave their job, come into this business, and you know, they're gone. They forget to work the business. So God bless them. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but you know, maybe they'll catch on after a while. But you do have to work it. Yeah, there's work to do. There are lessons to learn about how to work it. There are tools to learn how to use in the business. So you know, we support each other. Keeping that positive, uplifting mindset is, you know, keeps us going. And I just read a book that actually Lynn had recommended. She's read it too, called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by Darren Hardy. And I really like the book. I got a lot out of it, and I would recommend it. And he talks about, you know, the ups and downs. But he says the ups are so high that they far outweigh any downs, any roadblocks, any road bumps that come along. So you see smiles on our faces. I mean, we love this work. What can I tell you? Ellie, I'm going to pass it off to you, the mindset queen here.
I know, but I mean, you know, I say it every week, and I'm going to keep saying it. So you all better get a hint. It's so important. You know, I know some people say, oh, it's 70%, 80%, 90%. It's freaking 100%. And then people will beat up The Secret because they'll go, well, in The Secret, the guy said you could sit on your couch and, you know, diamonds would fall in your lap. I don't think he said it exactly like that. But I don't know if I actually disbelieve that, but I know, now I just woo-wooed everybody out, okay? But I know we live in a society that no way or form believes that. So it's never going to happen. Because I don't give a crap how much you tell me you believe it, you don't. You aren't brought up with that, okay? So, but if you don't have mindset, if you don't have belief, anything do you do? So if you happen to fall in here and you're 18 and you're still in school, you better have a mindset that you can make it through school. You better have a mindset that you can do that. It's about everything in life. So, you know, people go, what are you talking about mindset? This is business. This is your life. This is your life, even if it's a part-time business when you started out. You know, this is your life. So if you're not putting in the work for the mindset, because when you put in the work for the mindset, and like Carol just said, we do a lot of work. It's not what we don't. That comes easier. That's what really happens. If you have the mindset right, that comes easier. If you don't have this, and you're running around slamming and trying to get through stuff, you're just slamming stuff. You know, and the other huge advantage we have is, because I've been doing stuff on the internet for a lot of years, okay, and there's pieces that need to fit together, and there was never a system in place, ever. And I had prayed for one, okay? There were some people who promised, okay, we'll show you the pieces, whatever. Okay, it didn't happen. So the company we are aligned with, there is a system in place. There's a system that, again, it's not about you just push one button and it does it for you. It brings you through the system. But then there is a point where you can put a huge amount, after you learn it, you can put a huge amount on automation. That's huge. That's big. You know, so, but it starts with mindset. Now I'm quiet.
Yep, and that's so true, because that goes right hand in hand with the next number 3 way to go from the Labor Days to laptop lifestyle days, and that is commitment to learning. So you have to have the right mindset so you will commit to learning. And like Ellie says, we have this awesome system, but if you're not committed to learning, then you're not going to go through this system and understand what this business is all about, understand online marketing, understand, you know, how you connect with people and how you profit in this business. So you have to make this commitment. So, you know, we've already gone over make a decision, mindset, now it's the commitment. Too many people are in this revolving door right now in this industry. And I just wrote a blog post because I was inspired by this very short video by Jonathan Budd that he did over this weekend. And, you know, he wants everybody, he says we can do better. That this industry for the last couple of years has a lot of people in this short-term transactional mindset rather than a long-term entrepreneur. You know, it is a journey, just like we say, this is our $1 million mission. It's a journey. It's not this, okay, hurry up, get me to the next video, and then, okay, then I should make big bucks tomorrow. If that's the way you think, then guess what? Your business is you will be in that revolving door. And unfortunately, like Jonathan Budd said, there's leaders out there, even leaders out there that have gotten into this revolving door. So let's step away from that mentality and that kind of mindset, and let's think about this in the long journey. And I promise you, if that's the commitment that you give it, you know, then you are going to start seeing results, because you're going to give yourself permission to take the time, the necessary time, whatever it takes for you to learn the right things, the right skills, to be around the right people, to listen to those leaders or other successful people that will help you, you know, to build your business fairly quickly. I mean, let's face it, folks. I don't know about Ellie and Carol, but you know, when I got started with Empower Network is the company, within my first 2 weeks, I made my first sale, and within my first, I think, 3 months, I had my first $3,000 day. Now we got to do an income disclaimer. You know, income is not typical, and so therefore you need to look at our income disclosure. I think there's a link down at the bottom of the page, right, Ellie? So there's a link down at the bottom of the page, but where can you build a business online where you're at home? You don't have to, you know, you don't have to lease out a brick and mortar building. You don't have to, you know, hire employees and all this kind of stuff, where you're basically breaking even within 3 months. That's what happened to me, breaking even. But guess what else happened? I started learning about residual income. And I'm making residual income every single week, okay? Ongoing income. These are the things that you've got to commit to be learning. Is how do you do it? You know, what is this business all about? And then the skills that it takes for you to become, you know, the producer, so you can produce the income, so then you can leave that 9-to-5 job, right? Make sense? So you have to make a commitment to learning. And so I'm going to pass this off now to Carol.
Okay. You know, I've heard somebody recently, a newbie in the business here, say that, oh, gee, I don't know if this is going to work for me. I don't know if this is in my value system. I don't know, you know, blah, 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 blah. Learning, commitment to learning. You learn as you go. You figure it out as you go. And, you know, mentorship is a big thing that is many people recommend, and I myself do. I have nothing against mentorship. I think that's a great idea to find someone that you work well with, and that's a process too. Everything, it's like a sifting, going back and forth, trying this, trying that. You sift, and you say, oh, yeah, I love what he has to say, or oh, her message just resonates with me. So you want to follow those people, those ones that that you resonate with. And also, there are many different media that you can use in order to earn an income through this business. Oh, you can use social media. You can, you know, buy traffic. I'm not going to get into all the details on that right now. But there's all kinds of different ways, and it takes maybe a little while to figure out which one is the most comfortable for you, one or two different ways, and everybody recommends getting accustomed to one or two of whatever it is that you're going to be doing. Learn it, master it, and then move on to something else. Otherwise, it's so easy to get into this revolving door, as Lynn says. Even within the same company, you can just run off with this one, run off with that one. Oh, I'm going to try this. Oh, that sounds good. And you end up finding that a lot of time, a lot of water has gone over the dam, let's say, that didn't need to. I myself have been guilty of that, and I'm beginning to hone down now on what I like and what's working for me. So yeah, there's, you know, a commitment to work the business, a commitment to learn. How else are you going to do it? Ellie?
Yeah, you know, I'm laughing because when you pay that $750,000 for McDonald's, you have to go to McDonald's University. And you've got to go. So you just didn't spend all that bucks. You're going to school because you've got to learn, you know. So maybe that's the problem when here is people don't look at this serious because they're not laying out megabucks, you know. And so then that's a value system, and you ought to look at that if you're playing with that. Because anybody that's doing this jumping stuff, whatever, okay, it's not serious. It is. It's like playing the lottery. Now look, kid, I play the lottery every week. My family and I, we have numbers, okay? So I play this ticket. I mean, we put these numbers in. Not for nothing, but, oh, my God, how many years, Carol, am I playing like that? Before my mother passed away, I don't know. It's got to be 8 years at least, okay? Might be more than that. Might be 10 years. And I think all the things, I think we won $20, okay? But it's a thing we do. So nobody is... You know, but that's what these people, when they jump here, they're looking for lotto. And they're looking for substantial results without any substance and without putting in anything to it. All right? And I don't even know why you would expect that from anything in life. I really don't. I don't get that. You know, oh, yeah, so I like to win lotto, but, you know, it hasn't happened, and I'm not basing my freedom and my, you know, and my how I feel and my life and my retirement, or just my, on the lotto. And that's kind of what they're doing when they're jumping here and there and everywhere. If you really, really want quality, if you want quality in your life, then you take the time to learn something, to implement. And this is, and then you have to learn how to speak. Put your teeth back in. I had a long drive today. You take the time to, you learn, we teach, and that's what the company that teaches us, right? Learn something, do it, teach it. When you teach it, not only have you benefited somebody else, but you learn it in a whole nother way. So there's this back and forth going on, and that's what this business is all about. Back and forth, give and take, and it absolutely requires commitment and learning. It does. And if you're not interested in that, you don't probably belong here. In any business like this, you can go play that jumping around and come back to me and let me know how it works out. I'm not beating you up. I'm just saying. I'll be quiet now.
I think that's a great point, Ellie. That is really, really a great point, because, if you don't resonate with what we're talking about, you've probably clicked away anyway. But even so, if you want to battle with us, come on, bring it on, because we know what what this business is about. We've been doing it for quite some time now, and I think that's the key, is that if there is a longevity involved in this. It's not this, in 2 days you're going to make this substantial amount of money, like Ellie says, and a lot of people think that. They think this online industry is all about making the quick buck, and it really isn't. I know you see ads out there and all that kind of thing, but you have to put that in the back burner, because there is no such thing. Burn it up, forget about it, because there is no such thing. And those guys, those gurus, those people that say they made $1 million in 6 minutes, it's because they've been working on a project for probably 6 years, and they finally launched it, right? And they have a list of 500,000 people. Of course they're going to make some big money. But that's the way they market. Okay, that's the way they market to people. We do things a little bit differently. We like to make connections with people, which goes into the next way of the 5 ways to turn Labor Days into laptop lifestyle days, and that is get on a team. And I gotta say, when I first joined this company, I said, no, I don't want to do team. I'm not going to be a team. I'm not going to be a leader. I don't want to do it. No, I'm just going to make sales, and that's it. Well, I didn't understand how I would start feeling about helping other people to really succeed at this. And it wasn't until I was, talking to my husband, talking to our son, and talking to other people, and they were all just really interested, and they're like, well, why don't they teach this stuff in school? I said, I know. I feel the same way. That we should have at least some kind of knowledge, some kind of background, so when we get out of high school even, we have this option of maybe not going to college. Maybe we go to the University of Network Marketing or Online Marketing or Building a Business Online or whatever you want to call it, because that's what I feel like our company offers, is this university of training and coaching and mentoring and, I mean, you name it, and the community as well. So being part of a team doesn't necessarily mean that you're just building your team. It's building your community, and it's contributing towards this whole industry. So we can have more success stories rather than like we've been talking about, this revolving door where people will want to stay and come into this industry and really sink their feet, and dig down and root down and really build a business that's successful using their laptop or their smartphone or tablet or whatever, right? And we're getting to that point too where it's becoming, I've heard other gurus say, oh, it's not if someone tells you they have a system, then run. Well, the system is really like the school, if you will, because you have to have some kind of structure of how this business works, right? Just like when you go and work for a corporation, they tell you ABC what you're going to be doing. You don't know when you first go in there, right, what you're going to be doing. They tell you exactly. So this business, this industry is the same way. You have to learn the structure. You have to, to learn it all. And being on the right team, being on a team, and being in a community, holy smokes, you've got all these great people like Ellie Carroll and I. I would say I'm great because we can help you. We help each other. And this is one form that we help people. We get on these live hangouts and leave your questions and comments, please, because we want to engage and interact with you and help you in any way, shape, or form that we can. So anyway, I know I kind of got off track there, but Carol will get us back on board here about team.
Well, two things come to my mind here. One thing you mentioned about longevity, being in for the long haul. I think Ellie referred to that as well. And I'm thinking that what might be changing that within the environment that we work in could possibly be the fact that some of us who have had some experience with life, some of us are boomers, some of us are close to being boomers, we were raised with a different values set than the younger folks are. We're not so much into this, now. We can delay gratification, and we know how to put in the time and the effort in order to reap the benefits. So that might have something to do with it, because in the last few years and in the future, they're also projecting that more and more boomers are going to be coming into this business. So it probably about a third in our company, I would say, are in that age group. So just an observation. Secondly, the thing about teams that I'm so fascinated with and that I love is that there's interfacing with different teams. For example, Ellie and I belong to a particular team under the sponsor who brought us in, and we have a hangout and a meeting every week. And we also mastermind during that time and help each other with problems that we're having, or sharing solutions that we found, or new ideas that we're thinking of. And in this particular hangout, it's kind of a mix-mash here. We're not all under the same sponsor, and yet we work together, and I'm loving it. We've developed a nice friendship with Lynn, and have learned a lot from her, and I love the way she works. And it's wonderful. And plus, you can watch other hangouts from other teams that you have nothing to do with. If they broadcast them and put them out there, you can watch them, and you can, again, commitment to learn. You can learn from them. So I just love the whole idea of team. I love the idea of masterminding, and having the support and the upliftment that a team allows. Ellie?
Yeah, together everyone achieves more. It's the bottom line. That's what team stands for. But I have to tell you all this. Okay, if there was such thing as flash pants, here it is. Okay, instant gratification, I would take it, and I'm a boomer. Okay, so I don't know about that idea. All right, and in actuality, I don't care. Even boomers, we were raised with huge instant gratification. Ideal, even that thing as far as, if you don't feel good, you just go get a pill. Just go get a pill. Sometimes pills hide symptoms. Probably fast cash hides symptoms also. So I would have always preferred something to just happen quickly, like Eureka, and when I put a shovel in the ground and I hit oil or something. I would love that. It's not like I wouldn't. Okay, but the more you go on, the more you do the mindset work. I think Lynn actually hit upon that before when she finally said how much then she realized how excited she was to help others. And nobody gets in, I don't think, to do that. Okay, we all get in, most people. Okay, to be able to change our lives. That's why you get in originally, and then you find out, oh my God, I can change my life and I can help other people change their lives. I can put my hands out and help them change their life, and then they can put their hands out and help somebody change their life. That's a big thing, you know. And that you have to be in the process. You have to have done all these steps already. We're at that point, and you absolutely have to be involved in team to get that piece. So I'm passing it on.
Right on. I mean, that is exactly it. That is very, very true. I mean, we do jump in at first to save ourselves, basically. And one of the leaders had mentioned that, where it's kind of like, you know, when you're in an airplane and they show you the oxygen mask and they tell you, you know, the adult to put it on first before you help the child or any elderly or anything like that. Well, because you have to have that, you know, that energy or whatever you want to call it. You can't help anybody if you're gasping for air, right? You can't help anybody. So you both die. You know, so I love that analogy. That the team is very, very important, and I too am glad that, you know, I recognize that early on, because it's just not about sales or making the transactions, right? That'd be boring. I mean, then you might as well just go out on the streets and put a sign in front and say, you know, here's some stuff I'm selling, give me $5 or whatever. But, you know, team is really cool. It's such a positive thing. And but anyway, our fifth and final, you know, we've talked about this before too, is blogging. And when we talk about blogging, we're talking about blogging for profit, obviously, because if we want to live this laptop lifestyle, blogging allows you to make a profit, you know, from what you're doing. And we're not going to get into all of that, but we have talked about the Kalatu premium platform, and what's coming is just ridiculous. What's coming on very soon, I think next week, as a matter of fact. So, and I just wanted, before I hand it off about this, there was a guy that messaged me on Facebook today and said, you know, do you know of any blogging platform that has a hosting company that won't kick me off for promoting my business? All right. And I said, have you taken a look at our Kalatu Premium? And then that opened the door to, well, what's that? And, you know, blah, blah, blah. I have seen many marketers, online marketers, gurus, all of them, get knocked off their platforms. And Ellie probably has more, you know, to say about this. But anyway, because of over promotion or bringing in so much traffic that you're breaking stuff in the background, which I don't know a lot of that technical stuff, but you get shut down. So anyway, blogging for profit is another factor. You want to have a good blogging platform so you can make money, right? So anyway, I will hand that off now to Carol.
Okay. Yeah, let me just clarify something, Ellie. I'm glad you said what you did. I did not mean to indicate that I would prefer to have to wait for any kind of remuneration. But I will say that I believe that our generation is a little better poised for doing that than certain other generations. My belief, at any rate. Blogging for profit. Yeah, I mean, I've heard it over and over again, and it is just so true that your blog is your real estate online. If you don't have a blog, you don't have a business. It's the hub. It's from where all your other, it's to where all your other endeavors lead back to is your blog. It's your basis, your home base. I think of it in terms of baseball. It's like home plate, and you know, you go around, you run around the bases, you go to videos, you might do Facebook or some other type of social media, Instagram, whatever, and you always bring people back to home plate, to your blog. So I'm not going to say a lot more about that because we did talk about this last week hugely, and I'm just going to pass it on to Ellie.
Yeah, well, you know, I've been online for a lot of years. Before this company was even around, before Ian Empower Network was around, before the Kalatu platform was around. And I never, ever, ever went on a free platform. So I never did WordPress.org, and I never did blog, whatever the hell they were. I didn't do any of them. Okay, I didn't want no freaking ads on my website, other people's ads. You know, get that. Please understand that. When you get a so-called free website, other people's ads are on there. So they're making money off of your real estate, and they can shut you down like this. Just like that. And I knew that. That much I knew. Look I'm one of these people that there were jeans I had. I don't remember what the hell they were. Maybe they were Wrangler. I don't know. And I don't like those damn freaking emblems, okay? So patches, whatever the hell they are. Leather it was. And I got one of those things, hemmer things that pull the hem piece, and I pulled the damn thing out in all of my pants. I am not going to advertise. I paid for these damn pants. Now I got to advertise them for you? Okay. So do you really think I was going to put my website? And it's true. When you read their terms of service, you better pay attention. Because most people don't, because it's damn little print, and you're like, oh crap, just give me the website, right? And you find out their terms of service says you better not be selling no affiliate stuff, and it depends which one you're on, but they don't want you. They don't want you selling stuff on there, okay? They want you to just, like talk, create content. Create content for them, for their advertising platform. So wake up to that. People that go, I can do it for free. Yeah, well, whatever. Good luck. Because the minute you try to sell something, okay, we don't know how long they're going to keep you. You all better pay attention to that. Even with your email autoresponders, everybody goes, MailChimp is free for $2,000. Not if you're doing affiliate marketing. It ain't. You can't have it, is what I'm saying, all right? Their terms of service says no. You cannot be an affiliate marketer and use MailChimp for your autoresponder. So free is not free. That's my point here. Free is not free. You're giving something up when you do free. And then I did WordPress on my own because we didn't have the platform we have now, all right? And oh my dear God, if you think you got to learn stuff, yeah, baby, I had to learn a lot of stuff. You know, and with Kalatu, I just had a customer now. You know, I just want the blogging platform. That's what I need. I need a blog. I need something easy to set up. Here it is. Here it is. So, you know, when we talk about all of this, take the time to look at this. Take this information. We've done a gazillion. Go to replays and watch them. Get in touch with the person that you invited here. Ask questions. Well, we have a live chat on here. Ask questions. We will answer them. You know, but I'll go all the way back to the first point, okay? If you do nothing, you never make a decision. And that is number one for a reason. You've got to make a decision. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. And then you start moving forward. Until then, I guess you can keep watching. But, you know, it's not changing. That's all I got to say. I'm going to be quiet. I know we got to get out of here real soon. We're going on a great hangout. Lynn will tell you.
Well, but Ellie mentions about the Kalatu. The other advantage of Kalatu is they're not going to shut you down for promoting your business. But the other thing is tonight we're going on the Kalatu Premium Q&A. And this is live. I mean, we get to ask our questions live, and they go for a couple hours sometimes to make sure that all of us get our questions answered. So the other thing I want to mention is next week we have a unbelievable special guest. I mean, big time special guest. So watch your emails, watch your Facebook timeline, because we're going to be, you know, putting some little hints out there, you know, next week. She is phenomenal. If you want to know anything and everything about social media, we're going to have some specific things that we're going to be discussing, probably, you know, maybe, I don't know. Well, we're not going to share that yet. Yeah, but Kitty, keep that a secret. But you do not want to miss next week. You do not want to miss next week. So that's it. Carol, Ellie, got any final Thoughts?
Don't miss next week.
Yeah, there you go.
Don't miss any week.
Don't miss any week. There you go. I like that even better. See? We all bring this together. This is what team's all about. All right, well, then we're going to toast out. Go ahead, Ellie. Toast us out.
Here we go. This is to your success, to each and everyone's success, and to stepping up, making that decision, and come join us in the laptop lifestyle. Cheers to you all.
Cheers on that.
Cheers.
All right.
Good night,
we'll see
everyone.
you next week, same time, same channel.
We'll see you then.